You've taken trades like this, and this, loss after loss. But what if I told you there's a moving average setup that actually works and has made me over $40,000 in just 4 months? The best part, it's ridiculously simple. I'm breaking it down step by step, but to truly grasp how it all comes together, you need to watch till the very end. So, what is a moving average? It's a line that shows you the average price over a set number of candles, and we're using it to catch clean trends and sniper entries. For this strategy, you'll only need 2 EMAs, the 10 and 20 EMAs. To set these EMAs up, open TradingView, go to the Indicators tab, search for Moving Average Exponential. Click on it twice because we'll be using 2 EMAs for this setup. Now go to the settings of the first one and set the length to 10, and for the second one, set the length to 20. You can also change the colors to make them easier to spot. I personally use yellow for the 10 EMA and blue for the 20 EMA. Now that your chart's ready to go, take a look at the left side of your screen. These are your higher time frames. This is where we determine our bias, whether we're looking for longs or setting up for shorts. Then look to the right, your lower time frames. This is where trades are executed. We start by analyzing the higher time frame. In this case, we'll be using the daily chart. But if you're using the 4-hour instead, then you'll execute the next part of your trade on the 15-minute time frame. Let's start off by understanding what a classic buy setup looks like with this strategy. On the daily chart, we wait for a bullish crossover. That means the 10 EMA must cross above the 20 EMA. With that bullish signal confirmed, we highlight the entire zone. With the higher time frame analysis complete, using the daily in this case, we now move on over to the correlated time frame, the hourly, to pinpoint our exact entry. The zone we highlighted on the higher time frame shows up right here. Since our bias on the higher time frame is bullish, we'll only look for long. On the lower time frame, make sure the 10 EMA is above the 20 EMA. Now we wait for price to touch the 10 EMA and then make an explosive move away from it. Once that move happens, we'll wait for a retest of the zone. When we see a bullish candle form off that retest, that's our signal to enter the trade. Before we move any further, if you're getting value so far, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment to let me know you're still watching. All right, back to the video. Let's talk about stop loss and take profit. Place your stop just below the recent low and aim for the most recent high. Just make sure the trade gives you at least a 2R return. And as you can see, the trade ended up hitting our target perfectly. All we need is an explosive move and then a retest and boom. Now let's break down how the sell setup works. Just like before, we start with the higher time frame to determine our bias. In this case, I'm using the daily. For a sell setup, we must wait for a bearish crossover, meaning the 10 EMA must cross below the 20 EMA. Next, we go ahead and highlight this entire zone so we can clearly see where the bearish momentum is building. With our higher time frame analysis complete, we now drop down to the hourly time frame, since it aligns with the daily and helps us time our entry perfectly. Now on the hourly time frame, we want to see the 10 EMA below the 20 EMA while price is inside our highlighted zone. Then we wait for price to tap the 10 EMA and explode away from it. Once it pulls back into the EMA and forms a strong bearish candle, that's our entry signal. We'll set our stop loss just above that bearish candle and place our take profit at the most recent low, aiming for at least a 2R reward to risk ratio. And just like that, we end up hitting our target again. Now let's bring it all together with some real trade examples. We'll start our analysis on the daily time frame once again. Here, we can clearly see the 10 EMA crossing above the 20 EMA, signaling a classic buy setup. So we'll highlight this zone and then drop down to the hourly time frame since it correlates with our daily bias. Inside the highlighted zone, we confirm that the 10 EMA is above the 20 EMA, and it is. We wait for price to tap the 10 EMA and give us that explosive move, which we get. Then we wait for a retracement back into the EMAs, and once we see a strong bullish candle form, that's our entry. We place our stop loss just below that bullish candle and set our take profit at the most recent high, making sure it's at least a 2R setup. And as you can see, this trade played out perfectly, smashing our take profit. Now, if we get a bearish crossover on the 4-hour time frame, we would drop down to the 15-minute time frame since it correlates with the 4-hour. Here, we first make sure the 10 EMA is below the 20 EMA. Then, we wait for price to tap into the EMAs and give us an explosive move. After that, we look for a retrace, but the first time, we don't get a proper bearish candle, so this is not a valid sell setup. We stay patient, and finally, we get that bearish candle, which confirms our entry. Our stop loss goes just above the bearish candle, and we target the next major low. And just like that, targets hit again. And that's the strategy. Simple, clean, and backed by real results. If you found value in this, then I'm sure you'll find a ton of value in this next video, where a genius trader made millions using a similar setup. I would highly appreciate if you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.